Difference between someone who has bitachon and someone who does not. The fifth difference is choosing an occupation. A person who has bitachon, trusts in Hashem, and engaged in the worldly means of earning a livelihood, not because he thinks this is what gets him to amass funds. Rather, he says, listen, I need to have parnasah to do mitzvot, I need to have parnasah to be able to get to Olam Haba, that's why I'm working. And therefore, he will choose an occupation that allows him to do the mitzvot. He won't choose a job that will not let him pray mincha. He won't choose a job that will never give him ability to learn in the morning or learn in the evenings. He'll always have them in the back of his mind when choosing a job. He won't ever come to, infringe on Shabbat. He won't ever come to infringe on the holidays. Chol HaMoed, all these things are always in the top of his head because he's trying to find a job that will help him get Olam Haba. But a person who doesn't have bitachon, he puts his means of employment, his means of livelihood first. And then the Torah comes afterwards. That's a very big lesson we have to learn, that do we put our agenda first and the Torah fits after, or do we put the Torah first and our agenda comes afterwards? The person who doesn't have bitachon, he puts his job first. He goes to work on Shabbat. Why are you working on Shabbat? I gotta make money, Rabbi. Saturday's the busiest day. What can I do? There's no choice. I have to. I'm gonna pay the bills. So he doesn't have bitachon, that he doesn't think that Hashem could give him in 6 days instead of 7. As the Chovot Halevavot used to say, there's a barrel, right? And the barrel has a certain amount of wine. And you put a spigot. What's a spigot? A spout. A little faucet for the wine to come out. A little hole. He says, do you think that if you add many holes into the barrel, more wine will come out? No. You're supposed to have a certain amount of wine in there, and that's it. It is what it is. So now it will come out faster if you make many holes, but at the end of the day, only the amount of wine that's in there will come out. So he says the same thing. You think that you work 7 days a week, you work another extra day, you're going to make more money? You're going to make the same amount of money that Hashem already decreed for you for Rosh Hashanah. Okay, maybe it'll come out faster, but at the end of the day, you're not going to make 1 cent more than God already decreed for you. So therefore, a person who doesn't have bitachon, he puts a job before Hashem. He works on Chol HaMoed, he works on Yom Tov, he works on Shabbat, he does the illegal business, and Chas Shalom, he goes and he turns away from Hashem. As it says, what? Chacham yareh v'sar merah. A wise man turns away from evil, but a fool transgresses and is confident, says King Solomon. The fool thinks he's right, and he thinks he knows better, and therefore he doesn't know and think about Olam Haba, and he puts his work first. What about learning in the morning? I gotta go to work, Rabbi. What about learning in the evening? I'm tired from work. I gotta have rest to be able to work tomorrow. What about praying Mincha and Arvit? I have business, customers walking in. How am I gonna go pray Mincha now? What are you talking about? So all these things, he's considered a fool. He doesn't realize that he's missing out on Olam Haba, and his job is supposed to provide him with the means to be able to get Olam Haba. And you're putting the parnasah for what? Just for the sake of making parnasah, and then do what with this? What is the point of all this? As the Gemara says in Mitzvah. We said many times the Babylonians are foolish, right? They eat bread with bread. What does that mean? It means that they ask them, why are you working? To put bread on the table. You ask them, why are you eating bread on the table? To be able to go to work. So why are you working? Put bread on the table. It's a cycle, never ends. Tachlis, at the end of the day, what are you getting from all this? Okay, you made all this money, amassed. Now what? What are you building towards? I don't know. Buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that. Okay, now what? You have a lot of stuff. Now what? I don't know. I feel empty. So your soul wants progress. Your soul wants to overcome challenges. And that is the process of Olam Haba. Some people, they make this idea into a micro idea. They the downsides. What do? The gym. People get obsessed with the gym. Oh, and then I gotta get to this weight, and I gotta get to this size of bicep, and then I gotta take this amount of protein, and then wake up at this time, go to that. Okay, you did. Now you won Mr. Olympia. You have the gold medal. Now what? I don't know. Now you do it again. I don't know. So your soul is looking for these type of challenges, and really the ultimate challenge is becoming the perfected version of yourself and getting Olam Haba. The sixth one, which is the sixth difference. The one who has trust in Hashem is loved by all classes of all people. They are comfortable in his company because they know that he will not harm them. Why? Because he knows that a person has bitachon, he never wants to harm anybody. He doesn't want to take revenge on anybody. He only talks to Hashem and realizes everything is from Hashem. But Has Shalom, a person who doesn't have bitachon, you're always nervous from him because maybe he's plotting against you. Maybe he has something personal against you. Maybe he's thinking he has to take revenge. And therefore, maybe he's jealous of you. Maybe he wants to harm you. Because a person who doesn't have bitachon, he's subject to all these feelings and desires. So therefore, a person who has bitachon, when he says he loves you, you know you love him because he's never going to hurt you. Why is he going to hurt you? He's jealous of you? He's not jealous of you. He has bitachon in Hashem. He knows whatever Hashem gave him, that's what he needs for his living. and he's not going to take revenge of you, because even if you messed up against him, Hashem, he knows it's from Hashem. Hashem, I wanted him to go through that suffering, so he's not going to blame you. He's going to go and take it up with Hashem, and therefore there's no reason to hold back in your relationship with him. But a person who doesn't have bitachon, he doesn't believe. He thinks, he blames people. He has these desires of jealousy and covets what other people have, and he cannot hold himself. He doesn't have anything reminding him that that's not the right proper way. So then it holds back. It hurts. You're scared that he should see your family. You're scared that he should see your property. You're scared that he's going to judge you, and therefore all these things causes people not to have real relationships with each other. Opposite, they could lead to hatred, right? Right? He imagines that any good they attain was diverted from him. A person who has not bitachon, he sees another guy who has. He says, "Why does he have not me?" And because he has, he took away from me. I should have had. Those deals were supposed to come to me. And he doesn't realize that God could have gave to both of you, and God could have made it that there's enough money to go around. And if you would deserve to get, even if he would get, you would still get also. But he doesn't have that bitachon. He thinks the other guy stole from him. The other guy took from his expenses. The guy took from his livelihood, right? And he thinks, the guy who doesn't have bitachon thinks his livelihood comes at the expense of the other guy's livelihood. Anything he's missing from his desires, it's their fault. So he goes and he blames them, he hates them. Or that at least they have within their power to help him, and they're not doing so. So, right? Or something. Now what happens? He thinks something happened to his business, or something happened to his children. He thinks that it's those people. You see, this is what happened because of them. It's all their fault. They don't realize that Hashem orchestrated all these things, so they don't have the bitachon to remember that, right? And then they play the blame game, and then even worse, which happens today a lot, and he becomes delusional that he thinks he's victimized by all these people, and he harbors this negativity, and he starts to despise those people. And now you start having machloka, you start having hatred. He starts speaking negatively about them, he curses them, he hates them, just like what we see a lot today people do with the Jews. They blame the Jews, and they all their faults and all the things they go through, it's all the Jews' fault, and now we speak against them and hate them and trying to hurt them. And what? In reality, someone who lives like this, he hates other people, what happens to him? On him, he becomes despised, he gets scorned in both abodes, this world and the world to come. What? And what happens? The pasuk says on him, the perverse of heart will not find good. So it comes out that the reason why people speak Lashon Hara is because they don't have enough bitachon. If you would have more bitachon, you would realize everything's from Hashem. You have nothing to speak about this guy. You would realize that if you didn't have experienced this difficulty, is because Hashem wanted you to go through this. There's something you're supposed to learn. You deserve kapara. People think, oh, I'm perfect. Nothing should bad happen to me. Why this guy did something bad to me? You're not perfect, first of all. Hello, let's wake up. First of all, you did some sins in your life, and you deserve some kapara, some atonement. So this guy bothered you. This guy spoke against you. This guy cut you off in the street. So therefore, you have the right to speak about him. You don't have the right to speak about him. You have to speak to Hashem and say, why did this happen to me? When you have that bitachon, you won't hate anyone, and you won't speak Lashon Hara about anybody. Baruch Amen.